Welcome back to another episode of Streaming Wars, the show that helps you navigate through the endless sea of streaming content. I'm Chelsea Schwartz.
I am Yael Teagle.
And last week, Amazon Prime Video surprised us all and took the lead. Yael, do you think that they can hold their title for a second week?
I didn't think so, but I'm surprised that they did last week. So I'm surprised. I'll be surprised if they do it again.
Yeah, definitely. There's definitely some interesting content coming out this week on Amazon as well. So it's possible. I have no idea where today's discussion is going to go because all of the services it feels like they're just ramping up the hits right now.
Yeah, I totally agree. And I think that we've predicted previously that it'll be Netflix. And I think that it'll be a tight race this week.
Well, so which service did you spend the most time on this week?
I somehow spent the most time on Apple TV Plus this week, which surprised me as well. I spent a lot of time on Disney Plus as well, but I think Apple TV Plus was the winner in my household. What about you?
You know what? I was all over the map. I feel like I spent an equal amount of time on HBO Max, on Apple TV Plus, on Disney Plus, and on Netflix. I'm going to award 2 points to each of those services. So 2 to Apple TV Plus, 2 to HBO Max, 2 to Netflix, 2 to Disney Plus.
Wow. I like how generous you're starting off today's show. I am starting off very conservatively and not giving anyone any points.
All right, then. Well, it's still anyone's game at this point, but let's just go ahead and launch into our first subject of the day. So Netflix, season 2 of Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous is here. I am for this show. I feel like I said this when season 1 came out, that it's really rare when animations that aren't Disney grab me, and I'm still in for the season 2. Now, with that said, I want to know how many more seasons they think they can hold my attention by not rescuing these kids off the island or having them all eaten by dinosaurs, because I'm starting to lose it at the end of season 2. I'm just like, I'm tired of this story already. But I realize that once they get off the island, it's no longer Camp Cretaceous. So I'm very curious how much further they plan to go.
I agree. I think that it's odd when a show has a premise that you go, great, this is a simple one mini-series thing. And if they are able to expand that further, then good for them. I give them a point for being able to expand it past season 1. That is worth 1 point.
Well, I mean, it did hold my attention. There might have been a lot of drama, but there was a lot of great dinosaurs. There's definitely that suspense of will you be killed for a child animation, which I think is pretty incredibly done. The dinosaur animation is still stunning. And since we weren't giving points back for season 1, just for season 1 and season 2, I'm going to give it 6 points right now for Netflix for having this series in the first place.
I am so excited with how generous you're being with your points today.
Over it's a wonderful Hulu, day. Why not?
Over on Hulu, we have a new series called The Sister. It looks scary. That's what I'm going to start with. I'm taking away a point from Hulu because I'm scared.
Yeah, so The Sister is a 4-part dramatic miniseries that basically answers the question, how far would you go to keep a secret? I'll tell you how far I would go to watch this show, which was about 20 minutes into the first episode. So I'm giving -3 points to Hulu for this show.
Poor Hulu. I will say they do have an incredible cast in this show, and they kept it at a 4-part mini series. So I guess I'll give them 2, even though I took them away.
I like that you're just being completely neutral in all points this week.
That's not true. I'm not going to stay neutral the whole show. I'm giving points to Amazon Prime Video. Almost called them Amazon Plus because everybody's got a plus. Plus points for Amazon and Flack. This show stars Anna Paquin, whom I love. So 3 points right there. It also is about a broken woman, and broken women are fun to watch. Look at everyone watching The Flight Attendant. I also think that a woman in PR is fun to watch. I love things shows about the entertainment industry. So to see, this side of entertainment is really fun. So another 3 points for Amazon Prime because it's an enjoyable show. It was originally on Pop and then was available to stream on Showtime. And now Amazon saved it. So two more points for saving a show. Yep, giving all the points to Amazon.
I have to agree. Flack is a lot of fun. It's highly addicting. It's super entertaining. It feels a lot like if you enjoy watching Entourage or Devil Wears Prada or maybe even The Bold Type, you're really going to enjoy this show. It feels like the publicity side of Entourage, whereas like Entourage focused more on the relationship with agents. And you saw a bit of his publicist. Now you're really just diving into the PR industry, like Yale said, and that's so much fun. It honestly just makes you look at everything that's ever come out in the media with like an eyebrow raised, right? Like I was just like, oh, the story that they're trying to tell us all. It's very fascinating, and sadly, only like 6 episodes right now. I know more are coming. So I want to give it 10 points, but because I want more already and 6 wasn't enough for me, I'm going to give it 8 points.
I think that's fair.
But speaking of Amazon Prime Video, there was another gem that I came across that this actually came out last month and I somehow completely missed the memo. Yearly Departed. Have you watched this?
I did watch it. I know a lot of people love this. I like the idea of stand-up in a fun situation. But if I want to watch stand-up, I'm going to watch stand-up.
It definitely had moments where it felt forced or it wasn't quite where I would have wanted it to go or like was reeled in when it could have been bigger or things like that. However, the cast of this was amazing. I love that nobody was playing a character. It was Tiffany Haddish as herself. It was Sarah Silverman as herself. I really loved that in memoriam at the very end, where it was just a scrolling list of topics that we feel like we're never going to see again from 2020, from like everything from office parties to just fun in general, just fun. We're not having fun anymore. So there was definitely a lot of like laugh out loud moments. And I appreciate that we had a few of these types of shows at the end of the year to really just help us find some humor in the depressing fact that was 2020. But I have to say that Death to 2020 on Netflix probably did it slightly better. I still really loved Yearly Departed though, and Yearly Departed is more of a stand-up special than anything else. So if you just want to laugh about, not wearing pants anymore and stuff like that, or hear Christina Aguilera perform, go watch Yearly Departed on Amazon Prime Video. 6 points to Amazon Prime Video for hosting it. However, 10 points to Netflix for Death to 2020.
Wow, I am impressed with your generosity. I give each network 1 point for those. I think if they're going to do this every year, it's going to become less fun and unique. And if they never do it again, then maybe in 20 years, I'll come back and be like, ooh, 10 points. I remember that. But right now, it's too soon to be trying to pretend that it wasn't dumpster fire.
There were definitely moments in Death to 2020 where I just went, ooh, that was slightly too soon for me. But there was also just a lot of things where like, I forgot that all of this happened this year. Like I forgot that we started 2020 almost going into World War III, and this was before the pandemic. I forgot that the Australian wildfires were still part of 2020. Like it was a crazy year. And the casting, Samuel L. Jackson and Hugh Grant playing the characters that they were was brilliant. Lisa Kudrow was brilliant, and Leslie Jones. Oh my God, don't get me started. I just want a montage of her clips from Death to 2020 because it was so on point. Again, I don't hope they do this for every year. I hope this is a one-off thing just for 2020. But if you're going to compare the two, I'm going with Netflix, and I think I'm holding to my 10 points. I'm holding to it.
I will give them extra 3 points each network for casting, because really like to get those names is incredible.
Now, speaking of Netflix, they had a animated musical that came out this week called Charming. That is the Disney movie Disney wishes they created or thought of. Did you get a chance to watch this?
I did. I think it's so cute. I really enjoyed this. I will say 5 points because it's just fun. and answers the question we've been asking for years about the Charmings.
Yeah, like seriously, if you haven't spent time like I have wondering why Snow White, Princess Aurora, and Cinderella all have the same prince, then first of all, I don't know how you never made the connection and thought about it, but this is going to answer the story somewhat. And it's also going to bring you little Easter eggs from Rapunzel and Ariel and Jasmine and all sorts of other fun. And the voice casting, John Cleese, Jim Cummings, which Jim Cummings is in like everything and his voice is unmistakable, but I still love it for some reason. Like, I'm like, that's totally Winnie the Pooh, but this does sound like the voice of a king at the same time. Like, what is happening? And then Demi Lovato, and it's just a great voice cast, really cute film, good songs. I'm also going to give it 5 points.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's fair. 5 points each seems right. I also, I'm going to take away a point because it didn't need to be Netflix, because I think Disney should have done it. I guess I'm taking away a point from both Netflix and Disney for messing it up.
Interesting. I don't feel like Disney's brave enough to take on that project and answer it and talk about how one guy got himself trapped into a betrothed situation with 3 women. Like that's not on brand for Disney, you know? But, speaking of what's on brand for Disney, Disney Plus, we are here to finally discuss WandaVision. If you have not watched the first couple episodes by now, I'm sorry that we're going to probably spoil some things for you because we gave it an extra week. You should have watched it by now.
Yeah, 10 points to Disney for WandaVision. I'm obsessed. It is fun and weird and doesn't answer a lot of questions at the top, which is annoying, but I'm here. I'm in. I'm so in. Yeah. Honestly, the idea of Wanda and Vision in these old school sitcoms could have been a show on its own without the bigger mystery. I would have watched an old school Bewitched style show with these 2 characters and nothing else. Just that, and I would have watched that. So to throw on this bigger mystery that a lot of people on the internet have theories about, I'm so here for this.
I'm totally here for this as well. I think it's really funny the amount of people on the internet that turned it off halfway through the first season. I mean, not season, but episode, where they were just like, I don't want to watch a black and white sitcom. Like, I don't like sitcoms. I don't like black and white TV. I have a 4K high definition television. I want color. What is this aspect ratio? It's weird. And people just didn't even wait till the end. When the aspect ratio changes and you get that mystery, they were just out of it. And then you had people like me that I have been obsessed with classic sitcoms like I Love Lucy, Dick Van Dyke, I Dream of Jeannie, Bewitched, etc. and so forth my entire life. I own most everything I just named, the complete series, on DVD. That's how obsessed I am. So to watch episode 1 be this direct rip from Dick Van Dyke, and then episode 2 be Bewitched, and then we've got Brady Bunch this week, and it looks like every episode might continue to directly steal, like from one of the posters they released, because they released a poster of every decade, it looked like we might be doing Married with Children for the 80s. And I was just like, this is crazy and such a fun idea. Like, this is, instead of just, oh, let's do Dick Van Dyke as WandaVision the whole time, they actually got creative with it. And this is part of why I love the MCU so much. And the mystery on top of it, the random Easter eggs to the comics that are happening, like, this is delicious. WandaVision is delicious, delightful, delectable, just all of the D things. Disney Plus, 10 points, absolutely. I cannot wait to see what happens at the end of the season. I can't wait.
I also can't wait. I'm so impatient and it is killing me. I know there are other Disney Plus Marvel properties that you are super stoked about.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, besides this week with WandaVision, we also found out that unofficially through production notes that Loki's getting a season 2 and they start filming, or they're scheduled to film in January of next year. So I'm getting more Tom Hiddleston, which I'm above the moon about. And we haven't even gotten the first season of Loki yet. So like, I'm just like ecstatic beyond ecstatic. So an additional 5 points to Disney Plus for that.
Wow. Yeah, they have a lot of things coming down the pipeline that I know a lot of people are excited about, and I'm stoked that we get to tell you a little bit of some little announcement-y rumor things that we know.
Yeah, absolutely. Like also, though for a long time, Moon Knight. We know that's a new MCU series that's also coming. It was rumored that Keanu Reeves was going to take that role, and it looks like it's Oscar Isaac now, which is an interesting casting choice. And they start filming in March of this year already. That's so soon. Like we went from no Marvel content to we're gonna have so much Marvel content we don't know what to do with ourselves. And that, my friends, is a quality problem I am looking forward to. Another 2 points to Disney Plus.
I'm going to take away 5 points from Disney Plus for overloading us the way that Netflix does, because there's a lot and I feel like we're not going to be able to get to it all. So unless they sort this out, I'm wagging my finger and taking 5 points.
Well, then you're probably not going to like our headline news today as we start going into some of our bullet points, because we're starting off with the fact that Disney Plus is finally bringing the original Muppet Show, all 5 seasons, on February 19th. It will be available to watch on Disney Plus. And I have so many friends that have never seen the Muppet Show. I don't know how this is possible. And I was like, and they finally get to watch it. I'm so excited for the world right now. So another 5 points for Disney Plus.
I'm going to give 8 points over to Peacock. I know, I am shocked as well, because Saved by the Bell is getting a second season. I think that first season was so incredible. I'm shocked at how much I liked it. So to give us another season of that, I'm here for it. I'm so here for it.
You know what? It definitely needed a season 2, and I'm glad that they recognized that. And just to make it an even 10 points for Peacock this week, I'm going to add 2 points to that, just for the heck of it. Why not? Congratulations, Peacock. Speaking of services that aren't on the board yet, Paramount Plus finally got a launch date. Paramount Plus will be joining the streaming wars battle officially on March 4th. And because it's March 4th, I'm going to give them 4 points for March 4th.
Oh, that's so nice of you.
Mm-hmm.
So kind.
It's not enough to like make them the winner of this week, but have a fighting chance.
I was going to give them 1, so you were very kind to give them 4. As I said, Netflix is giving us too much all the time, and they are giving us a new movie every week in 2021. So many movies coming out. I'm going to give them 6 points for all the movies and a sad face for too many movies.
But you know what? At least it's a new movie every week. It kind of feels like the old days when it was like one movie or a TV show on Friday and you had the weekend to watch it. Like, I could handle a movie a week if all of the other services also stop dropping content at the same time, which won't happen. However, these movies look incredible from Netflix. So just 5 points for the Netflix film slate from me.
Yeah, there are so many coming out with incredible casts. So I think the Netflix casting department gets 10 points.
Definitely. Good call. Speaking of good casting and great shows and things we're excited about, finally, the marvelous Miss Maisel is back into production, or at least it's about to be, for season 4, which means there is a chance that we could have season 4 by the end of this year. 7 points to Amazon Prime Video, because I love me some Maisel.
I also love Maisel, but the fact that I had to wait this long, I'm taking away 2 points. I did not enjoy waiting. I do not enjoy that it's only now starting production. So like, it's not back. It's making more. Someday we'll see them.
They started the pre-production back in September. Like, they're actually going to start filming now.
Yeah, I'm not getting to watch that. So I take away those points and I sit angrily.
All right, fair. Well, to get into something that might make you smile more, it's your favorite subject, our challenge yourself topic of every week. What did we challenge ourselves to watch last week?
Last week, we got a great suggestion to watch Servant on Apple TV+. This is the M. Night Shyamalan series. I will say it looked scary, and I don't like scary. It starts off with scary music. Like, the first episode starts with the like violins and those stingers, and I was like, oh God, I'm not.
Creepy doll, and I was like, I'm not here for a Chucky vibe. What's going on?
Yeah, I wasn't excited about that. And then it wasn't scary, but I did not like it. I watched one episode and went, I'm done. I'm taking away 2 points from Apple TV Plus for this.
Well, I would first like to thank our fan that suggested Servant, because this was a great challenge yourself. I watched the entire first season. I'm probably going to continue on for season 2. I was very impressed with M. Night for not making this a 1-hour drama. The 30-minute bites were perfect. Like, I couldn't have handled more than that, and it really helped move along the story. And like you said, it's not scary. It's a psychological thriller, but not the kind that like leaves you in anguish. It's more of just a mental, what the heck is going on? And every single time you think you have an idea of what's going on, it throws another curveball. So it just keeps you going, what is happening? I also just have to say, really impressed with Rupert Grint. I hadn't really seen him do anything since the Harry Potter films, and I was like, oh my god, Ron Weasley has all grown up and has a decent American accent when he acts. And so I'm gonna give 6 points to Apple TV Plus. I was pleasantly surprised with Servant. It's still not my cup of tea. It's not the type of show I would go into on my own, but I was in it enough to keep watching. And once again, proving that Apple is about quality over quantity.
That's true. I will give Rupert a point for his accent. He gets that. That's for him.
So what should we challenge ourselves to watch this week? What do we have, you?
We got another suggestion this week, and it is Bling Empire, which is a reality show.
On Netflix.
Yes.
We're both really excited about this one.
Look, this challenge yourself activity we've started has been surprisingly enjoyable, even when I don't like the show.
Yes. So maybe we'll be pleasantly surprised, or maybe this will be the first week that we regret inventing the segment.
Yes, but it's a reality show, and from what I understand, it is Crazy Rich Asians, the real story. So like Real Housewives of Crazy Rich Asians.
Well, I guess we'll find out. I am not looking forward to this in the slightest, but we're going to watch it, and we are challenging you to watch it as well. And if you watched Servant last week, please leave us a comment below and let us know what you thought of Servant. And then join us next week for a discussion all about Bling Empire as well.
Yeah, but first, let's find out who won this week.
And it looks like Netflix back on top this week. So, I mean, Amazon really close tie. You're in second. It looks like it's going to be a race between the two of them for a while. I'm honestly shocked that Disney Plus didn't take this with all of the Marvel news and the Muppet Show.
I get it. I feel like Disney should have been higher up, but Netflix is king. We know this. So this was not a big surprise for me.
Awesome. Well, make sure you guys tune back in next week, and we'll see if Netflix can hold their title a second week in a row. So far, nobody's won back-to-back. I'm waiting for that moment where we've got that winning streak. So let's see if maybe Netflix can keep it up for another week. Otherwise, make sure you smash that like and subscribe button.
And don't forget to let us know what you are watching and what you think we should challenge ourselves to next week. We'll see you then.